how do I just do? Like, how do I just do something? And this is probably more like phobia type thing. Driving things came up a lot, situational things. How do I won't read them all in detail. There's a lot of them, but how do I push myself out doing something that I perceive as fearful? I feel so stuck. I'm just doing routine things. For example, I'm scared to ride in a car for 3 hours to the beach. But like, you know, like, how do you make that big leap? How can I stop avoiding and procrastinating in order to challenge myself? I have GAD and panic 24/7. How can I engage in life? Here's another similar one. What is the first step I should take in overcoming my fears? I don't leave my house, drive, or do any other normal activities because anxiety consumes me. This one I tied in there. How do you get a hold of anticipatory anxiety? Because that really ties into how do you just do something, right? Rather than the time that leads up to it. Like when you're planning a trip, I could be fine for weeks and days, but when I know a trip's coming up, anxiety flares up. And then here's like a specific situation. My panic attacks always occur when I'm in an open field or downtown area. The panic attacks get very intense at these locations. How do I overcome those? So basically, like, it's more situational and like how do I motivate myself to do something that there's a good chance that there's fear that's holding me back.
Remind yourself of the importance of small steps. The reason you're stuck there is because you're not moving, because you're staying stuck. And the more you don't move, the worse it gets. And the more you feel like a failure and the more helpless you do feel. Take the first step, something that is small enough for you to do it, but big enough so that there is at least a little bit of anxiety or fear present. And just work your way up. Nobody's expecting you to go from 0 to 100. That will be just too big of a step. And you want to have success when you push out. Dare is not about just stupidly pushing out and enduring the fear. That is not what dare is. It's not a good idea. It's pointless because you're just re-traumatizing yourself. Right. If you're not leaving your house, maybe it could be a first step just to get down the street and back. Maybe if that is too much, take somebody with you. And the next step is go alone, and so on and so forth. You'll figure it out, but get moving. This is the most important thing. Get moving. Start small.
Right. And find ways, like, I'm sure you do other things in your life that you don't want to do, but you find some way to do them, like clean the toilet. Nobody wants to clean their toilet. Nobody finds peace and joy. Nobody wants to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get the kids on the bus, but it's like you find some way to dig deep and you get that stuff done, right? So it's like, okay, well, how am I going to do this? And it's not always cookie cutter, right? What works better for one person might work differently for somebody else. I know I'm good after I'm up for an hour. I get a lot done in that period of time. Other people are like, oh, late afternoon is my thing. And late afternoon is when I hit my slump. So it's like, okay, I'm going to plan a challenge for myself. And I tell people, plan it the day before. Like set yourself, if you have a hard time getting to the gym, right? It's the same sort of thing. Okay, I want to get to the gym, but I have a hard time getting there. So, okay, I'm going to pack my clothes the night before and I'm going to put them in the car. So I'm already prepared to go to the gym to make that transition a little easier, because when I come home, I don't like to go back out. So for me, it's better for me to go straight from work and then I'll go to the gym. So set yourself up for like a chance of success, right? Sometimes, and that's why we also have these buddy groups with the app members. It's a great way of motivating people. If you're like, oh, it's so hard to do it myself because I'm like kind of blocking myself from taking this big drive, grab a buddy. There's like 10,000 people at Dare. Find somebody else, right? And drive together. You can find somebody from a whole nother part of this world, and you can get in the car at the same time and you can drive together in 2 different parts of the world, and you can go at the same time. People do that a lot. So like finding somebody to help you hold yourself accountable to could help. If some of the Dare buddy groups are full, make another one, sign up for Dare Advance, right? You're going to say, okay, so now what? Now what am I going to do? I want to do a Dare driving challenge. I'm going to post on the Facebook page. Anybody want to buddy up? Even if it's not in a group, I'm going to say, what's going to help me move this forward? And again, planning things the day before. And I talk about this in boot camp. Usually the last day of boot camp, we talk about making and maintaining good habits. It's like we tend to do things primarily because we have to do them, right? But then when we don't have to do them, it's like, well, if I don't have to do this, do I feel like doing it? When this stuff is usually like, hell no, I don't feel like doing that because I'm only doing it to practice my anxiety work. And it's like, okay, instead of me doing it if I feel a certain way, I'm just going to have planned to do it. It's time tomorrow. I'm taking that drive at 10 o'clock. I'm getting gas tonight. I'm packing my car tonight. I'm setting an alarm and I'm going to have my breakfast out and I'm going to just show up. And I'm just going to show up and do this thing. And there's a chance my alarm might ring. I'm going to expect it. Oh, hey, alarm, we're going in that open field. My alarm thinks an open field is danger. So when I'm in a situation, it's going to send me energy to show me that situation. How am I treating that situation? Okay. How am I treating, what was the other one? Like walking out of my house. My alarm thinks out my door is danger. Okay. So I'm going to, oh, you think that's danger? Okay. You're sending me fear to help me fight outside. Well, let me look. Outside's not on fire. I'll show you. We're going to open the door. We're going to take 3 steps outside. You can yell the whole time. You can scream the whole time. Okay. So open the door, step outside for 3 minutes while you feel fear, and then you come back inside. That's like the right way to do exposure. And you go a little bits at a time, not to with the goal of feel better. And then I feel more comfortable. You forget comfort. That comes at the end. You will feel more comfortable, but your goal of exposure therapy is confidence. You're going out to grow your confidence, and your confidence grows by feeling discomfort without the fight, feeling fear without the fight. Your confidence will then grow and then your fear will fade. So I don't know, anybody find that helpful with, or need clarification on getting moving, getting going with things? The less common plan is very EDD, not medicated. Okay. So yeah, and then this comes up a lot. People with that already maybe has a hard time with attention, with focus. Great. This will help that too. It'll be, okay, I know I have a harder time paying attention to things, which makes me, which makes it even more important for me I'll set myself an alarm, and that alarm will remind me to make my list of things to do tomorrow. I'm going to find a way to work with this body that I have here. And it might be like this, and somebody else's body might be like this. This is it. This is the body you've got. Make peace with it. Learn how to work with it, right? Not fight against it and control it all. So yeah, maybe I have a harder time paying attention and focusing on things than other people. Okay, now what? What am I going to do with this too? Same sort of a mindset and same sort of approach. Don't let that hold you back. Just use that as something else you're going to learn how to make peace with.